Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and I'm here to tell you today Anthony Pompliano is not so confident that XRP is a great investment opportunity. Now, this is an XRP-centric channel, so I know I'm kind of going to be preaching to the choir, so to speak. And I actually did mention his comment in a previous video, but now there's an article about it with lots more content, and I want to properly cover this and talk about this. So I'm going to be running through this, sharing with you my thoughts, because he's just got this sort of black and white view of the way in which the world's going to unfold as it pertains to utilization of money, just in general, just from a conceptual level. I like the guy. I don't think he's stupid. I think he's smart. I just think he's wrong. So I'll share with you what I think. Then I got a couple tweets from the Twitter sphere, from the XRP community I want to share with you, including MoneyGram stock price taking a beating. And then I'm going to wrap up the video with this article from Cointelegraph titled, Lightning Network Will Drive Bitcoin to $250,000 by the year 2023, says billionaire Tim Draper. Yeah, I don't make price predictions at all, but Lightning Network, do you think they'll be able to get it working by then? Well, that sounds a little optimistic. For price aside, is Lightning Network going to work by then? I like Tim Draper, though. He's an interesting fellow. Anyway, before I get going any further, if you would please delicately tap that like button, and if you're a fan of Ripple and XRP, thank you so much for stopping by. Go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel. All right, Bitcoin bull and co-founder of Morgan Creek Digital, Anthony Pompliano, is offering his latest take on XRP. Pompliano says his recent interview with Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse reinforced his belief that Ripple can build a solid business model by making global payments faster and more efficient. But when it comes to the digital asset XRP, he remains skeptical about its long-term prospects as an investment. Now, I got to tell you, so in the interview on Anthony Pompliano's podcast, there was at least one time when Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple CEO, did go ahead and explain to Anthony Pompliano a real-world example of how XRP would actually be used. He explained the real-world utility of XRP. But think about it. The first time, and I remember this for me, I literally remember I was driving my car. This is, shortly after I entered the world of crypto, and I was just driving around listening to YouTube videos like I still do today, mostly about crypto, some other topics, but mostly crypto stuff. And so I was listening to an interview with Brad Garlinghouse. And he explained the way in which, and this is very early on, I don't know if this is like a week or two of me learning about Ripple and XRP, and he was explaining how XRP was being used. He gave a real-world example, and it might have been I don't know, maybe it might have been the peso. I can't remember at this point. But he explained how, liquidity providers are used and just the movement of money. XRP, you purchase XRP on an exchange, that XRP then goes to another exchange and then is sold into the local fiat currency, whatever that is. And so as he was explaining it, though, he got through his explanation of it. And it doesn't take that long to explain. What's that, 15 or 20 seconds or 30 seconds, whatever it was. Maybe it was a little bit longer. But whatever it was, I listened to it and I was like, wait, I know he just explained it. What the hell did he just say? It was one of those things where I had to, I actually went back and I had to listen to it a few more times just to make sure, because it's the first time I had ever heard this concept in my entire life, and I just wanted to make sure I got it. And so this is the first time Anthony Pompliano ever held it, and so I don't think that he understood, or he certainly didn't retain exactly, because I just, how XRP works. Because I just don't think that he could cite any real-world example back, even though he did technically hear it one time. It's like the way humans work is typically you need repetition, right? And that's just how humans tend to work. So I don't think that he knows. So for him, I don't think that he's being disingenuous or trying to say bad stuff. I think that he legitimately doesn't understand it. So here's a quote from Anthony Pompliano on this. From day one, I've said that Ripple, the software company, is pretty compelling. The idea that banks need software as a service products to better conduct business, be more efficient, and move money around more easily. All of that makes sense to me. I'm probably still not sold that XRP itself is, one, the investment opportunity that a lot of people think and believe it is, and two, I think that there are a number of other digital currencies that can be used in that system. And so I'm kind of bullish on Ripple, the software company, and still a skeptic when it comes to XRP, the digital currency. And so flatly, it just comes down to him not fundamentally understanding how the correspondent banking system works, understanding the pain points, understanding that the real issue as it pertains to settlement rather than payment has to do explicitly with trust, or the lack thereof, right? Because you can't know every other business entity out there. If you're a bank, you can't know all the other banks. You can't trust everybody. It's just not possible. That's the barrier that is removed thanks to XRP, because you just have to trust in cryptography. That's it. And it has an open market value, so it's not to any one entity's or country's particular benefit if XRP is being utilized. It's just a level playing field. That's what we're actually talking about here. He doesn't know that. He legitimately just doesn't know that here. So as far as it being an investment opportunity, he doesn't understand how the ecosystem works. So I get it. That's his genuine opinion. That he's just not sold on that. And look, and I'm not offering financial advice or telling you if it's a good idea or not technically to, explicitly to you listening to this, I'm not telling you that you should or should not buy or sell. That's what I'm really trying to say. I'm just sharing with you, yes, I think that it's a tremendous opportunity. That's why I continue to purchase XRP. But that's because I understand that there are multiple use cases for XRP. I understand that institutional money will come in. There's a limited supply. I understand that volume will ultimately drive demand. Whether you want to debate with me whether that's direct or indirect, I'm happy to do that. But I understand all of these things. Real world adoption will instill confidence in it, because look, if businesses need it, they just need it to conduct their business model. And so if you're going to diversify and invest in another new asset class, cryptocurrencies, digital assets, why wouldn't you go with the ones that are getting used? So as far as the investment opportunity, I can see all of that. I legitimately don't think that he knows that, though. I really don't think he knows it. Anyway, during his interview with Garland House, Pomp said he's also not convinced that the ultimate use of digital assets will be to support the current banking system. Now, this is an interesting one. This is a fun one. In the long run, he believes that may be used to create an entirely new way to move capital that doesn't rely on third parties in the middle. So check out this quote now. This is from Anthony Pompliano. So what I end up coming to is there's probably many versions of the future. But two of those versions are what I will call a corporate company creating a software product that has been sold in an enterprise model into banks, which you guys are doing. And there is likely to be something other than Bitcoin that is used, whether that's XRP or somebody else comes along and creates something, or it's Libra, or whatever gets created. And then there's the other world, is a world of Bitcoin, which there will be people who build this stuff. But it's much more kind of empowering people, fighting back against things like inflation, the banking system, yada, yada, yada. I really do think that what ends up being the most valuable is which path the world goes down. If we go down the path where we need something that is fully decentralized, non-censorable, non-seizable, etc., I don't think Ripple and XRP will end up being the winner in that world, and vice versa. If we go down a world where we need a corporate software company that sells into banks, etc., I actually don't think that Bitcoin can win in that world. And so here's the problem that I have fundamentally with this. It's so black and white to him, and can we get some shades of gray in here? There are different people that are going to want different things and want to use different means of currency, different types of currency for various reasons. And so I'm not against, or I don't think that it's impossible for a cryptocurrency to one day be used in place of money in some instances. I just don't think that it's going to be one or the other. I think that you're going to have some of the traditional system here. And if you're solving a bunch of pain points, what incentive do people have to change that? But then you go to the instances that may develop down the road where there are pain points, and as technology increases in the world of crypto, and as long as everything's scalable and volatility one day goes away in the decades to come, well, sure, then it could be used as money. And so to state that these things can't coexist, which is essentially what he's saying here, one or the other. To me, I just don't think that's the correct way of looking at this. It's not an insightful enough opinion, and I don't mean to just. I'm not trying to be mean to. I like Anthony, but to me, it's not the most insightful. And he's a sharp guy too, but I just think he's flat out wrong on this, and I just think he doesn't know what he doesn't know. That's pretty much what it comes down to for me on this anyway. But yeah. It is what it is. All right, next here. Here's a tweet from RJK, who tagged me along with some other XRP community members and he wrote, "Buy more XRP. This price will never coming back in future. Well, I don't know because I don't make price predictions. I don't know if it's going to go way up and then come way back down again, or go way down now and then go way up. I don't know. But I will say this, and I appreciate you tagging me. I hope you're listening, and so thank you very much. I do mean that. But when people were saying the same thing, even a year ago. And so I get the sentiment, and I can appreciate it, where it's just like these prices are not going to be here forever. Because really, when you say something like that, that's really what you're getting at. But it's also true that a lot of people that said that a year ago didn't think that 1 year later the price would have gone up and then back down again multiple times. So, for me, it's like I get the sentiment here. I really do, and I can appreciate it. I just don't know the timing of it. So that's all I wanted to share on that. But I think if you fast forward 5 years from now, I mean, I'd be shocked if you ever saw anything near the price levels that we're experiencing right now. I'd be very surprised. All right, next here. Here's a tweet that I saw. I was just going through my Twitter feed, and it caught my eye because it shows that the MoneyGram stock price, which I hadn't checked in some time, was at $2.86. So then I Googled it to see if that was current, and now it went down to $2.56. And so I just wanted to highlight that and just mention that on the channel. I don't know that there's necessarily a reason for it. Perhaps it's price consolidation and has nothing to do with fundamentals. I just, in doing a quick search, I couldn't see anything horrendous had happened. I just thought I'd share it because obviously MoneyGram is one monster of a Ripple partner right there. But I doubt it actually means anything. Look, stock prices do what they do. So I don't think there's anything there. Like I said, I just wanted to highlight. All right, last piece in this video. Lightning Network will drive Bitcoin to $250,000 by 2023, says Tim Draper. Bitcoin could be worth millions of dollars after 2022 as payment processors allow easier transactions, Tim Draper has forecast. Speaking during a Q&A session at the Malta AI and Blockchain Summit last week, the pro-cryptocurrency venture capitalist said innovations such as the Lightning Network would be key in propelling the Bitcoin price higher. And I still I understand the mindset of people that they really just, I don't agree with it, but just, the down with government, down with banks type of people. And, the people that have been in Bitcoin from the beginning, that there's been a lot of that. That's where a lot of the ideology kind of stems from there. But as far as it pertains to the Lightning Network, it's so antithetical to what Bitcoin's supposed to be when you consider that it's a centralized solution. Like, I don't understand how you can be supportive of Bitcoin's Layer 1 technology, because the Layer 2 technology requires centralization if you want to use Bitcoin as money. And so I just wanted to mention that. It just doesn't make any damn sense to me. Anyway, doubling down on previous claims, Draper added he still believed BTC/USD would hit $250,000 by 2022 or 2023. I think Bitcoin payment processors are really going to open the floodgates, he summarized. I doubt that. Not that it can't get to that price level because the world's nuts, but I just, Lightning Network? I don't know about that. Anyway, on the topic of why Bitcoin would reach new records within just the next 3 or 4 years, Draper continued, and he said, quote, "It's because of Lightning Network and OpenNode and maybe others that are allowing us to spend Bitcoin very freely and quickly, so that it's not just a store of value, but it can be used for micropayments, it can be used for retail, it can be used all over." Okay, well, we'll track it. We'll be tracking it, man. That's it for this video. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!